we all know where we came from.
Right.
And now the change is going to happen very soon.
Like next week.
Could be. Yeah, we don't know. It could have happened already.
With 3i Atlas,
Yeah.
we're really looking at that object fulfilling the Hopi prophecy.
It's very, very, very huge.
Oh my goodness. So
And every tribe have been talking about it, that the change will come, and they have many words for it, Mahio'o and all that.
Right.
And I was listening to some stories from these people, and they said, "Oh yeah, we know about that." He said, "But it's immense. It's a change in the world.
It is. It's
and
a
the
birthing.
Galaxy will all be different. Everything will be different, but you won't even be aware of it until suddenly the realization will come." Something just happened last week. We were out camping and we were eating, and then I just felt weird. That was the movement.
Shalom, Kahalalim Le Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Wahavar Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of GMS who rule well, who I learned this truth from. And salutations and blessings to you elect out there, starting with 144,000 on down. So this was a video I came across today about a Hopi prophecy, right? The Hopi tribe, right, of Gad has a prophecy called the Blue Star Prophecy. And real quick, right, this is what somebody put up, and you see 441 likes, but this is from Reddit. It says the Hopi prophecy suggests that the current world, which is identified by technological advancement, materialism, and moral decay, will be replaced by the fifth world, where humanity will live in harmony with nature and spirit. One of the famous parts of the prophecy is that a blue celestial being or star will appear in the sky as the final warning before the end of the fourth world, right? And this thing that Esau labeled 3i Atlas, is ever approaching. And we know Yahweh Shai is nearer than ever, okay? Now, when you go to Google, right, this is what it says. The Blue Star Prophecy is a popular but controversial interpretation of Hopi beliefs, claiming a spirit called the Blue Star Kachina will appear as a blue star in the sky, signaling the final day of purification before the world is destroyed and reborn. Okay? So, we know in the scriptures, real quick, let me get that actually. This is Numbers 24:17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. You Edomites as a nation, and guess what? Edom itself, Seir, right, will be occupied by the Israelites, primarily Judah, really, if you want to get technical. And it's spiritual because Judah is the tribe that Esau put the most hell on, right? Now in the NLT it says, I see him, but not here and now. I perceive him, but far in the distant future. A star will rise from Jacob. This is speaking about Yahushai. Okay? A scepter will emerge from Israel. It will crush the foreheads of Moab's people, cracking the skulls of the people of Sheth. Edom will be taken over, and Seir, its enemy, will be conquered, while Israel marches on in triumph. A ruler will rise in Jacob who will destroy the survivors of Ur. Okay? So going back here, I typed in chat now, why is the Hopi people, why do they have so many prophecies? Because the one thing, even in the world, right before I came into truth, there's documentaries and videos about Hopi, all kinds of prophecies. Those people are, there's all kinds of things with that tribe. If you dig into it, you'll find out. You know, if you know, you know. So that's what I asked. It says that's a really thoughtful question, and it touches on something deep about Hopi culture. The Hopi people, one of the oldest continuous indigenous cultures in North America, have many prophecies because their entire worldview is built on cycles of time, balance, and spiritual responsibility. And we know, as the scripture says in the book of Ecclesiastes, there is a time and place for all things, right? Things move in cycles, rhythms, right? It says the Hopi see time not as linear like Western thinking, but cyclical. Everything moves in repeating worlds or eras, the first, second, third, and now the fourth world. Each world ends, and that's spiritual because remember, world, you have cosmos in the Greek. That's one of the variations. You have three variations of world. You have cosmos, oikumene, and eon, right? Now, it's like not cosmos. I mentioned cosmos first, but I was thinking of eon. Eons is a translation for world, which is a time. You know, it doesn't mean the end of the literal world, that the whole entire planet will cease to exist. It's just speaking about a realm, a kingdom, a rulership, this reality that we have been accustomed to. Okay, you got TV, McDonald's drive-through, you know, you go to Walmart, you know, you get a mortgage, all this way of life, right? You need a passport to do this, you need a driver's license. This way of life, this reality, this world, this eon, this age of wickedness is coming to an end, right? It says each world ends when humanity falls out of harmony with the natural and spiritual order. Doesn't it say that in the book of Isaiah 24? Right? Isaiah 24 and 1. It says, behold, the Lord Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Real quick, let me jump down to verse 4. That's it. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Right? Especially you Edomites, man. You Edomites have broken and are perpetually breaking all kinds of natural laws, natural rhythms, and cycles of nature, making wildlife flee one ecosystem to the other. That's unnatural. Just completely bugging out the whole world, man. You have completely disharmonized this planet. You have disharmonized humanity. All kinds of species and people, man. Right? So going back here, prophecies act as warnings and guides to help people stay balanced and avoid destruction in the next cycle, which majority of people, you're going to catch nothing but destruction. Now, when we go to here, I typed in what is the Hopi Blue Star prophecy, again, just to get more insight from chat. According to many sources, the Hopi prophecy states that when the blue star Kachina, often called Sakwa Soho or Ha, appears in the heavens in the form of a blue star or celestial phenomena, we know Yahushua is coming back out on a huge chariot, man. Okay? Ready to unleash all kinds of carnage, right? Destruction, indignation, right? It says it marks the coming of the day of purification. And that's true, because when them chariots come, who is purification for? The elect. Their bodies are going to change. They will put off the mortal and put on the immortal. Okay, they're going to be extraterrestrial. Their old bodies, these bodies that we have grown accustomed to, right, as we were born in this planet, they will be no more, right? There's going to come a new reality. Right? A new way of life, man. And I don't know what that means, but that's amazing to even say, right? Because again, this condition, this is the weakest we've ever been in, man. This is the weakest condition we have ever been in, as people in general, especially, of course, Israelite people, right? But we're talking about everybody. Everybody's completely at a low level, man. It says the Hopi worldview, as reported, holds that we presently inhabit the fourth world. Previous worlds ended because humanity lost harmony with nature, spiritual law, etc. The emergence of the fifth world is tied to renewal and awakening. Right? And that's facts. I can't say anything wrong about that. That's facts, man. That's what's coming. Renewal. Okay, if you're, like I said, of your body, of your mind, of your spirit, of the planet, of worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahushai in perfection, awakening to your spirit, to your true potential, as you know, your power, tapping in. Like I said, man, we're so weak in this state, man, and we have been our power has been chipping away since Adam fell, slowly but surely, through Enoch, Seth, all these great men down to Noah. After the flood, then the Lord's like, look, I'm cutting you guys off. You guys, the Most High said, my spirit shall not always strive with man. You will live up to 120 years. The curse of animals is upon you, pretty much. There's no covenant between you, so it's a curse now. The animals are not going to fear you anymore, right? You shall eat by the sweat of your brow, right? Which is during the time of Adam already. Tilling, working. We don't know what that means to not work. Right? For that to be a curse, that means Adam wasn't working, the Adamites weren't working, they were living good, luxurious lives. For the Most High to say, look, now you're cursed. You got to actually work the ground. You got to fucking be a husband. You got to practice husbandry. You got to till. You got to farm. You got to work with metals, be a blacksmith, carpenter, do all this shit. You got to, by the sweat of your brow. We don't know what that means, the opposite of that, right? The emergence, right? I read that. The prophecy is often described as one of several signs. So it says here, down here, this is what I want. Key symbolic elements include the unmasking of Kachina, the sky appearing with webs or cobwebs, the earth shaking. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is all prophecy. We can filter this through the scriptures. Right? There's all kinds of scriptures, but one came to mind. I just had it. Reeleth to and fro. Or reeling. No, that's not it. Reel. Yep. Isaiah 24, that was the same chapter. 24 and 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. NLT says, the earth staggers like a drunk. It trembles like a tent in a storm. It falls and will not rise again, for the guilt of its rebellion is very heavy. That's just one scripture, but again, this is going into what? The missiles, right? The ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Nuclear missiles. The earth shaking. Changes in seasons or wildlife disappearing. Okay? So that was the point. I just want to bring that out. I seen that today and I said, hey, this matches up with the scriptures 100%. All right? I hope you're edified. Shalom.